Quiet.
Mr. President-elect,
Go ahead.
Can you state
She's asking
categorically,
a question. Don't
Mr.
be
President-elect, can you give us a question?
Don't be
You are
rude.
attacking us. Can you give us a question?
Don't be rude.
Can
No,
you
I'm
give
not
us a
going to give you a
question?
question. I'm not going to give you a question.
Can you state categorically?
You are fake news.
Sir.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dave Janda. Welcome back to Dave versus the MSM. Today's topic are going to be executive orders by the who? The dictator in chief. Yeah, Joe Biden himself. Now look, normally this time frame we have Operation Freedom briefings. Because of the ongoing censorship issues, what we are doing on Tuesday morning is putting up this brief Dave versus the MSM, and then my Operation Freedom briefing that I normally for years have done on Tuesday are now based at davejanda.com. davejanda.com. It's free. You just go to davejanda.com, go down on the right-hand side of the homepage, boom. The Operation Freedom briefing long form is there for you. Now, many people said, you should be on Rumble. Folks, I am on Rumble. The name of the channel is Operation Freedom. I have been for months. So please don't put in the comments, oh, you need to be on Rumble. I'm there. Look, and in addition, underneath this video is a pinned comment. There's important information in that pinned comment. So I suggest, if you have the time, just to read it. And then if you have a couple links in there, you might want to use them. Now, February. This was sent to me by a friend of mine. It said this: I love February because it contains two of my favorite annual events, Groundhog Day and the State of the Union Address. One involves a meaningless ritual in which we look to a notoriously unreliable mammal for prognostication with no basis in reality. The other involves a groundhog. Shumpump. Very true. Look, folks, the way we get through this dark winter, as it's been described, is by holding everyone that holds a political office or anyone involved in business or you name it, we hold their feet to the fire. And the goal should be transparency, accountability, facts, evidence, truth, data. And by doing so, I believe we can muddle our way through this dark winter. Now, part of this dark winter is being hoisted upon the American public through executive orders. Now, I take you to Joe Biden being interviewed in a town hall by George Stephanopoulos, another totalitarian tool. But Joe Biden made the following statement. Quote, you can't legislate by executive orders unless you're a dictator. End quote. So, in the first 10 days since he was installed, as opposed to inaugurated, installed, he has issued over 40 executive orders. Now, some people might say, well, yeah, what did Trump do? Like 50, 60? Trump did 4 in that time period. Obama 5, George W. Bush 2, Bill Clinton 2. This from Steve Watson at Summit News. October 15th, 2020 speaks for itself. During a town hall broadcast by ABC News just over a couple weeks before the election, Joe Biden was discussing his tax proposals when he declared that in order to see them implemented, he would need votes and approval from Congress. Okay. Quote, I have this strange notion we are a democracy, end quote. Actually, we're a constitutional republic, so we got that wrong too. Biden sardonically declared, pointing out that, quote, some of my Republican friends and some of my Democratic friends occasionally say, well, if you can't get the votes by executive order, you're going to do something, end quote. Quote. Then he goes on, quote, you can't do it by executive order unless you're a dictator, end quote. Biden declared, adding, quote, we're a democracy. We need consensus, end quote. And on my Operation Freedom briefing, which is at davejanda.com, free, right-hand side of the homepage, just a little bit down from the top, I go through a number of these executive orders. But I want to highlight a couple for you right here, okay? I was a bit frustrated with the Trump administration and their very slow progress on healthcare reform. And I've told you that for years. However, they did some very good things. One of which is they implemented a program that brought in high deductible, low cost, much to the chagrin of the insurance industry, insurance programs so that more people could afford them. Well, Biden, this past week, got rid of those. Who benefits? Not the American public. Right, the insurance companies. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now you know why they funneled millions of dollars into that goat rodeo of a campaign he ran through his basement. Yeah. Oh, and then there's this. President Trump and his administration had looked at insulin and epinephrine. And epinephrine is given for folks that have allergies, such as kids with, the peanut allergies, EpiPen. Okay. Well, the price of EpiPens and insulin had skyrocketed. And what happened was that President Trump instituted cost controls on insulin and epinephrine, which made, some people were paying $500 a month for insulin. It was crazy. And it brought it significantly down, around $50. And the same thing with EpiPens, from 100 to 100, at least $100 down, much more affordable. Biden signs an executive order removing the price controls. Now, who does that benefit? Right, Big Pharma. I go into more depth on that because if I do that here, guess what? They're going to shut me down. You can't, you can only go you can tell the truth, but you kind of have to. You can't go too far in depth or else they'll shut you down. And then there's this one. Remember, we have a huge opioid addiction problem in this country, okay? Which I believe big pharmaceutical companies had a share in how that got to be the case, okay? So the Trump administration put in an opioid treatment program to try to address the issue and diminish the number of deaths and diminish the addiction rate. Good. Biden's executive order from Jennifer Garcia. Biden removing Trump plan on opioid treatment prescriptions. Biden intends to halt the Trump administration's plans which allow more physicians to prescribe an opioid treatment drug for those suffering from addiction. Yeah, there you go. We're going to go into much more depth if you go to davejanda.com for you. It's free. Operation Freedom Briefing at the right-hand side of the page. I hope you'll join us. I hope you'll become part of our Freedom family. I hope you can join us for free on the radio show every Sunday from 2 to 5 Eastern. Just go to davejanda.com, hit the Listen Live button. But if you want the podcast, that's part of our subscription series, as are the other shows, WTF Show, Insider Insight Show, Healthcare Policy Series, the Department of Advanced Research Show, all the archives. We hope you'll become part of our Freedom family. Until next time, Dave Janda signing off. Dream big and dare to fail.